Copper, gold, and other precious metals have been exploited and produced in eastern Serbia for over 100 years. In Bor, a small town inhabited by modest and hard-working miners who dug ore, a gift of nature hidden in the deep of the earth, the Copper Institute started working 50 years ago. Today, this institute has a rich tradition, experience, and highest achievements in the field of mining and metallurgy. Research is an important guideline of the institute. Exchange of opinions and gathering results create new ideas and solutions. The library has a considerable number of books and documents. Papers are presented and published in the country and abroad. Journals are printed and regular annual conferences organized. Hydrometallurgy and solvent extraction in the ore, concentration, slag, and flotation tailings determine the content of components harmful for the environment. By developing metals manufacturing, new technological procedures are introduced and implemented in order to improve the process of obtaining copper and other high pure metals and special alloys. In the accredited chemical laboratory, the analyses are mainly focused on non-ferrous and precious metals. Samples for chemical testing are carefully selected within defined criteria. Chemical composition is determined by optical emission spectrometer or by atomic absorption spectrophotometer, where the content of certain macro and microelements is determined on pulverized and dissolved samples. Mercury is specially determined. The results are obtained on characteristic diagrams using diffractometer. There is also the X-ray fluorescence, as well as the atomic emission spectrometer, with induced coupled plasma working with samples in a solution. The oven for solubility of ash, which is used in studying the quality of coal. Within the chemical analysis performed in the institute is also determination of air quality, important for human health and environment protection. Tests are performed on the field with mobile laboratory. Cupellation is a demanding and a precise analytical method. It is done with molten material at temperature of approximately 1000 degrees. Therefore, one has to be quick and careful. This method determines the presence of precious metals in the ore, whose content is very low, only up to a few grams per ton. The physical-mechanical properties of rock samples taken from the field are determined in the laboratory for geomechanics. Samples are first cut into pieces of a certain size, and then the compressive strength is determined. In the laboratory, a complex triaxial soil testing is done using modern and certified equipment. The microstructures, composition of ore, slag and coal are studied with the polarization microscope in the laboratory. Geology includes fieldwork, making maps, sections, analysis of samples, and usually ends with deep drilling. Polluted water is monitored and controlled within mineral processing. The analyses include determination of physical and chemical properties of impurities in water, with a special focus on the environment and human health protection. Samples of rocks and ore are also taken in the field, and they get homogenized before testing. The granulometric analysis is also carried out to determine the percentage content of grain size or particles in the ore, aggregate. The results are used for the flotation process and other separations. The behavior of the ore and separation of useful components are monitored in a model of flotation machines. The mineral processing also includes the flotation concentration plant, whose capacity is up to 20 kilograms per hour, which is comprised of all technological areas: crushing, grinding and flotation, in order to define the optimum parameters and obtain favorable technological recoveries of tested raw minerals. The flotation concentration plant, with capacity of 100 kilograms per hour, is used for more demanding needs and larger quantities of material. Mechanical engineering, electronics, construction, architecture, MECA is all together. One of their production of results is a ski lift in the ski resort on Crni Vrh, a favorite place for recreation for the residents of Bor. The experts of MECA have designed the crushing plants, pump stations and complex systems for transport of ore and waste, which are several kilometers long. An important segment of the activity is also the construction of process equipment and device for mining and metallurgy. Young people developed computer modeling of mineral deposits and mine design in the Gemcom and Minex group. Models of open pits with economic analysis and long-term planning are done by using software with hardware support. Underground mining is complex, and that is why model development is most often done in consultation with miners and geologists, primarily because of safety and its high importance. High-temperature melting process of raw materials based on platinum, palladium and rhodium is carried out in the Birlek furnace, and thereafter the electrolytic refining and chemical methods are done to obtain the high purity of these metals. Various products based on precious metals are obtained by finalization processes, special high-valuable commercial quality materials, precious metals, salts of PA quality, plasma, wires, crucibles, thermocouples, electrodes, nozzles, catalysts, thermoelements and thin coatings are obtained using higher methods of finalization. The refractory crucibles for cupellation of gold and non-ferrous metal alloys for special purposes are made in the special production, as well as electroplating of compounds and special alloys. This production develops and implements technology for refining of precious metals, platinum, palladium, rhodium, gold, silver, from the anode slimes, polymetallic ores and concentrates, as well as from recycled raw materials. Metallurgy and technology in the Institute is related to the mining and smelting base in Bor. The activity is mainly focused on modernization of pyrometallurgy, electrometallurgy and metal processing with the increase of smelting capacities, inorganic chemical technology and environmental protection. Reconstruction of the capacity of electrolytic copper process, optimization of anode slime process, treatment of precious metals and copper wire production are within the work of experts in this field. The ultrasonic sprays are designed for the needs of gas cooling of fluosolid reactors, and the original burners for liquid fuels are designed for the initial heating of reverberatory furnaces, which brought a significant economic benefit. Automatic data processing began about 50 years ago. With development of informatics, a computer network present in every part of the Institute was built. Many years of work produced computer programs with their own solutions in the field of business information and monitoring control systems. Among the most important references is the installation of equipment and software solutions for monitoring and control of technological processes in the copper production. For 50 years, the Mining and Metallurgy Institute Bor has persisted in the scientific research, design, engineering, consulting, experimental and special production of metals and non-metals, quality control of living and working environment. Institute continuously strengthens its staff, renews the equipment and expands its activity. 200 employees, more than a half with university degrees, 12 doctoral degrees and 15 master degrees, look for new ideas every day that would bring solutions for better and cleaner tomorrow. The desire of all employees for the next generations is that they continue to develop and safeguard the Institute. The most valuable resources for survival of the Institute are knowledge and work. Let us wish happiness and success to the Institute in the future work.